How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan. Today I'm going to be doing a kind of unexpected review, but glad to be doing it. This is going to be of the band of Enochian, and this is going to be about the latest release by them called Scrolls of the Necropolis. Now, it's currently a one-man black metal band by the one member being Jeffrey Paul Brooks, aka The Priest. He does all the instruments, all the vocals, and everything like that. The band hails from Lethbridge, Alberta in Canada, formed around 2013. I believe Scrolls of the Necropolis dropped around November 26, 2014, but I could be mistaken. I'm just kind of going off of what was presented on the Bandcamp page that he has. He has a release before this one. It's more of an ambient, atmospheric black metal. This one's more of a straightforward black metal with the odd ambient and atmospheric elements just kind of here and there. The label is run by Desi Dagar Wood from Deathbridge Records. And so let's just kind of get into it. I'm just going to run through the main points again, just like vocals, guitar, bass, drums, and kind of leave with my overall thoughts and stuff like that. I gave it a few listens. I gave it a few listens on my headphones. I gave it a few listens on my entertainment unit, my decent stereo. From what I've heard, the vocals are full. They're well mixed. They seem to be performed confidently and unfaltering. It kind of brings it to the akin of Attila, the likes of Maniac, and a little bit of reminiscent of the vocals from Inquisition. So all in all, pretty damn good vocals, gotta say. They're very raspy, they're very retching at times, they're definitely evil and aggressive, and definitely suits the music very, very perfectly. So definitely appreciated those vocals, definitely enjoyed them. Next, the guitar has actually a low amount of distortion. It wasn't very high and just kind of at all. It was actually very solid. It had more of a natural sound. It still had some heaviness to it, had some gain to it. I think it sounded like it might have even had been run through a tube amp, but I could be wrong. It had a very nice, solid sound to it, and it wasn't just laden in distortion and effects. There's even the odd clean section here and there, which was nice, and add some spiciness, spiced it up a bit, add some layers to the song structures and the creativity to it. Other than that, there's lots of tremolos, as you'd expect, some dissonant riffs. There was the occasional kind of standard power chords thrown in there, and the guitar was kind of mid-mix. It wasn't too high, it wasn't too low. If anything, it would be just below mid or mid-mix. So it fit pretty well, and I didn't have to strain a lot to figure out what the guitar is doing. So I always enjoy that. Next, for the bass, that was actually pretty low in the mix, if it was present at all. But that's pretty usual for black metal, though, because they tend to try and focus on the higher frequencies and stuff like that. You don't normally hear, heavy laden bass and just in-your-face kind of bass stuff for black metal, so that's alright. The drums, I'm pretty sure they were programmed, but they were done well. I mean, it kept the pace. It added the punches where necessary. It the set sound, the sound that was chosen, the drum set preset seemed to be pretty decent. It was suiting for the music. It doesn't feel out of place or anything like that. It was well mixed. Nothing overpowering the other. The drum, the kick drums were fine. The snare was fine. All the cymbals and stuff that was placed around seemed to be fine. Nothing really overpowered the other, so that's good. And there was also nothing underwhelming either. It seemed to really fit its place. It did what it needed to do. And as a one-man black metal band, I can understand and I can relate to the effort that this gets put into kind of electric drums or programmed drums. So no worries there. It did what it needed to do. My final kind of thoughts about this: there's some interesting keyboard sections that aren't expected, but are subtle and actually kind of welcoming. It's just not all synth and all throughout. I don't like that kind of stuff, so I'm kind of glad that it didn't have that in it. It also featured some acoustic guitaring in there. There's like a small segment where there's like a nice kind of somber kind of acoustic arrangement, which was a pleasant surprise. Reminded me at certain parts a bit of Planet Caravan by Black Sabbath. So that was also kind of neat. I like the fact that was thrown in there and experimented with. Overall, it was a decent package with a lot of material and ideas to offer. The Priest has a great dose of everything in his release. There's heaviness, there's darkness, there's like elements of anger and sorrow in the music, and there's even some black and death elements at times. So definitely always had something to kind of focus on and kind of new to bring to the table within that album, being Scrolls of the Necropolis. So yeah, definitely pretty good. I would recommend listening to it a few times, because every time you listen to it, you always catch something new that you may not have really paid attention to or recall listening to in the first time. So definitely check out Scrolls of the Necropolis by Enochian. And I don't know, I don't have really too much bad to say about it. So all in all, good stuff, good black metal. I'm Jesse Morgan, and I would buy this album. Cheers, my friends.